What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of HKB Live. We got some big announcements to make. You guys know how we do this. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me all right. Getting this shared out to everyone and getting things ready to go. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. Share this with your friends and family, please. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Troy, thanks for watching as always. Loud and clear. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. Whew. Big changes coming your way. What's up, Billy? Appreciate you taking time to watch this. I know many are going to be watching some sports right now. We got football every day of the week, it seems like this week. I don't know if you guys are watching NFL lately, but the Colts got a guy named Jonathan Taylor who is making a run, and he can run. He's going to make a run for MVP, and it was fun watching the Colts get a W on Saturday night. It's always fun watching them get a W, but when they beat the Patriots, it's just a little bit sweeter. And to see Jonathan Taylor grab that game-winning touchdown to put the nail in the coffin was awesome. So he's made it exciting to watch football again for me. I don't know about you guys. If you're a Colts fan, let me know. Tell me in the comments. JT, MVP, what do you think? But you guys aren't here to listen to football. That's what ESPN and NFL Network are for. I'm here to talk about fishing, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I've got some news to share with you regarding the state championship. We're going to talk a little bit about the last chance event. I also have several other items to talk about. I'm going to pull up my notes here just so I make sure I don't forget anything. But it's going to be a good one. All right. So we'll give you a couple minutes for everyone to tune in here real quick, and we'll get started here right around the 5-minute mark. I just need to get some screen share stuff set up for you guys and all this ready to go. State championship, last chance event. It's going to be good, really good. And I'm excited to tell you about it. Kurt, JT, the real MVP. Yeah, I agree. I know Aaron Rodgers' name's being thrown around quite a bit. Obviously, that's a QB related thing usually, but I tell you what, the Colts are going to obviously be in the playoffs now. We know that pretty sure, unless they absolutely bomb it. And running backs and defenses, those win Super Bowls. So I think they can make a pretty good playoff push. I don't know if they're a Super Bowl team. We got to see. But anyway, we'll find out more on Thursday night. They're going to have a tough game, tough matchup against the Cards. All right, let's get into it, guys. State championship originally was scheduled for May, the end of May. And we had to move that event for a couple different reasons, mainly just the weekend is an off limits weekend for tournaments in the state. I actually like that rule. I was always against running tournaments on major holidays like that. The problem was there wasn't many other great options to host this event and not be in conjunction with the other series in the state, specifically the single day events. Grubby obviously is hosting events every weekend, but they even did a really good job to try and schedule the events that would be less impacted by the state championship. We decided we can't have a tournament on that weekend. Like I said, I didn't think that this would kind of fall underneath that categorization, but it does. And I think it just makes more sense for the anglers as well to move this. And as I was looking at it and thinking through it, a couple people brought up an idea that make a lot of sense. And I think it's something that we're going to continue to do moving forward with all state championships. And that's going to be to do this event in conjunction with one of our partner groups, which this year it's going to be Indiana Kayak Anglers. They already are kicking off their season on Lake Wawasee, Syracuse, which is where we had planned to host the state championship. So why not just do it with them on April 23rd and 24th, Lake Wawasee, Lake Syracuse. That's where we're going to hold the HKB State Championship, and that's when. First day will be in conjunction with the IKA event, which is a single day event on Saturday. Day number 2, we'll keep it at Lake Wawasee, Syracuse, and finish out the state championship there. What's going on, Merlin? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being on here. So with that, what we're going to do is the last chance event, which some of you maybe haven't even heard of this yet. The last chance event was scheduled to take place the Friday before the state championship, or the Friday of the state championship. So you'd have the last chance event, aka tournament. Then you would have the night of champions. Then Saturday and Sunday would be the state championship. Well, we don't want to put that much pressure on the fishery leading into an IK event. We don't want guys having to burn their fish right before they fish the IK event and the state championship. So we're going to do the last chance event on a separate weekend. More information about that here in just a minute. Who's qualified for it, the format, all that kind of stuff. I'll talk about that here in a moment. But back to the state championship in conjunction with IKA. Shout out to the admins over there at Indiana Kayak Anglers, really, partnering with us and making this happen. I appreciate that. We're going to continue to do that. So every year, the state championship, I'm going to work with one of the series here in the state of Indiana to partner with for that event. It makes sense for what HKB is all about, and that is promoting the anglers and the series here in the state and ultimately growing this kayak fishing community and the sport as a whole through Hoosier Kayak Bassin. So it makes sense for us to partner with one of our clubs series in the spring to do this event. So we're going to do the Night of Champions still, Friday night. If you're not familiar with the Night of Champions, that's when we're bringing in the qualifying state championship anglers, feed them dinner, give them some cool prizes and stuff from our sponsors, and just celebrate their season and their qualifying for the state championship. And then, of course, we'll do a little captain's meeting going into the event. We're going to open that up to all of the IKA competitors as well, since we're doing this in conjunction. The Friday night Night of Champions is going to be opened up to everyone competing in either the state championship and or IKA's event. Now, there will be probably a set aside time, maybe the first hour of that event or something like that, like an early entry for state champion qualifiers so that they can get their prizes and dinner and that sort of stuff. But we are going to do something and invite all of the IKA members. We'll still have our captain's meeting that night. I don't know if Jason and IKA will want to do their captain's meeting. Usually those are virtual, and they usually hold them earlier in the week. They may decide they want to do something that evening, and that would be fine as well. We haven't really talked through all those details. But that's what you can expect if you're one of the anglers who qualified for the state championship through 2021 as an AOI or a state champion. April 23rd, 24th, Lake Wawasee, Syracuse, both Saturday and Sunday. Now you have an opportunity to double down, fish with IKA, while also fishing for that state championship title. I hope you guys like that move. Let me know. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. We're going to definitely do that, and we look forward to doing that in future years if it goes well, if you guys like that. I think that is better than adding yet another event to an already lengthy schedule in the season. And so I think it's going to be good. But I am curious to hear you guys' feedback on that. As always, HKB is all about you guys in this community. So we'll make sure we're doing the right thing for you all. In addition to that, the last chance event, like I said earlier, is going to have to change. We don't want to overpressure that lake and impact in a negative way what's happening with the IKA event or the state championship. So we are going to move the last chance event. Now, I do not have details yet on format, location, or date. Okay. It will be a single day event, but where and when, I don't know exactly. It'll have to be late March, early April, so you can plan for that. But this event, originally, to qualify for it, you had to be in the top 5 of any AOY standings in any series in the state. So Indiana Kayak Anglers, Southern Indiana Yak Anglers Club, KBF, and Grubby. If you were in the top 5, you qualified for this event. Well, we're extending that. We're going to extend that out to the top 10, which opens this up now to about 100, 101 anglers, I think, because on top of AOYs, you also have anyone who won an event in 2021 will also qualify. Of course, most of those winners are probably already going to be in a top 10 AOY, but they can. Think of this, if you're familiar to KBF, Invitational, think of this very much like that. So X amount of people qualify, and then the anglers who are already qualified for the state championship can also enter this event and try and block. The idea of the last chance event is to qualify one more angler, or at least give anglers one more opportunity to get into the state championship, which is a no entry fee event, all sponsor paid for and supported. And of course, the title is state champion, which who doesn't want that, right? Last year, Mike Elsey took the title. He's looking forward to defending that this year. But if you didn't make the state championship qualification, you got one more chance through the last chance event. We'll have more details on where and when that is going to be soon. But what I can share with you is kind of how this tournament's going to work from a payout structure and breakdown. So let me share my screen with you real quick, and we'll talk a little bit about this. This is a $100 entry fee, okay? We brought it down a little bit. It was $125 originally. We brought that down a little bit to $100, and there's a little bit over 100 anglers who will who have qualified for this. And let me share this with you. And here is the payout structure. Now, let me say this. This is not exact. This is not a guarantee. This is an estimate based off of the entry fee and the number of anglers. And it's not exact. PayPal, Tourney X fees, permit fees, other potential cost could sway this, and sponsorship, goodness gracious, sponsor support could sway this up or down a little bit, but this is roughly what you guys can look at for a payout if we have 25 anglers, 50 anglers, 75 anglers, or 100. Now, 75% of the entry fees will be paid out minus the fees, as I talked about just a moment ago, will be paid out in the last chance event. We're paying out first, second, and third. Okay, that's it. Again, this isn't like a typical tournament. This isn't an open. The idea of this event is to qualify one more angler, give one more angler a shot at the state championship. But also, there's some money to be had here and some bragging rights, of course. So based off of 25, 50, 75, or 100, you see the totals here. 75% payout, 25% holdback. Now, what's that holdback going to? We're going to take 25% of the entry fees from the last chance event and put that towards the state championship pot to build that pot a little bit more. Again, that's sponsor supported. There's no entry fee. So to make it a little bit more exciting and to bring a little bit more value to the winner of that event, we're going to hold back 25% from this last chance. Okay. See if we got any comments or questions here. Put us in Monroe on March, Merlin said. And I would like that and you would like that. We'll see. We'll see. But first through third, this is what you can look at. If we get all 100 anglers, that would be amazing. I don't expect that, especially early in the spring. But 75 anglers, I think, is really doable. And that would be a $3,400, roughly $3,400 payout to first place, and third place with $690. Second coming in at $1,030. So really great payouts, unlike anything we've seen in the state. I'm still working on partnership support for this. So again, hopefully there'll be a little bit more to add into this, but the bulk of what we're doing is, again, about the state championship here. So that's what I really want people to focus on, is the fact that you have one more opportunity to get into the state championship. Currently, I think there's 15, if I'm not mistaken, 15 anglers, because we did have a couple anglers who double qualified. A couple names that come to mind are Austin Killian and Brian Moore, the coach, double qualifying for that event. So I think there's 14 or 15. I'd have to look on HKB website just to double check that. So one more opportunity here. Let's see, we got another question here. Yes, great question, Chris. So now that I've finalized, the number, I was kind of going back and forth on how many people to qualify for this event. Now that we've settled on 10, I will be sending out a formal invite. That could look like a couple different things. I may do that as a Facebook thing. I may try and do that via email. I'm not sure yet. But if you finished in the top 10 of any series, whether that be Grubby, IKA, SIAC, or KBF, for their challenge series for Indiana for the year, or if you won an event, you are qualified for this. But we will send out a formal invitation after the first of the year for this event, as well as hopefully soon after the first of the year, we will have details on when and where this event will take place. There's a couple possibilities for this. We could look at a singular location, an on-site event, which is what it was originally planned for. Or this might be like a multi-body water event, or a specific county-wide event. So we'll look at that, and we're working on some partnerships and sponsorships to kind of before we solidify exactly what we're doing there. But it should be a good event either way. I'm excited for all of you guys to compete in that. Make sure to tell your friends that that finished in top 10 in AOY about it. Share this video. You can also pull it from YouTube if you want to share a link that way in Messenger or text, or share a post about it. Appreciate you guys helping us get the word out. We're going to continue to talk about the last chance event and the state championship leading into it as we go into next year. We'll have another go live shortly after the first of the year as well, to talk about several different items, including this. Let me see if I got anything else here. Oh, big bass pot on the last chance event will be $20. It'll be a standalone side pot. That will be 100% payout. No holdback on that one as well. So that alone should be a really great payout for someone, for big bass. Yeah, Wyatt saying single body of water. I agree. That's always my preference as well. Andrew, yep, season is getting close. Speaking of that, 2022, we're rolling out a lot of cool new features. HKB has been growing. We've been kind of slowly growing it. And in 2022, I'm really going to ramp things up. We are going to be doing what's called the HKB Top 25. I'm really excited about this. I can't tell you much yet. Another just kind of cliffhanger teaser here, but basically we've come up with an algorithm that's going to calculate all of the data, take in all of the data from every tournament that we have here in the state, and spit out a top 25 based off of several different parameters. I'll get into all that and what that's all about. After the first of the year, we'll be talking about that as well. But HKB top 25, something out there for you guys. Another thing to work at. No entry fee, no membership, nothing like that. But it's going to encourage you to participate in multiple partner events. So the series here in Indiana, and shoot for this top 25. There'll be some prizes and other cool stuff along with that. We'll have a top performers blog coming out right after the first of the year. We'll be taking a look at all the AOYs and champions from 2021 and breaking down the year by angler. And then we'll also have the new HKB 22 podcast that will start mid to late January as well. That'll be a weekly podcast where we will break down everything that's going on here in the state and nationally with Hoosier anglers in our series here in the state in 22 minutes, or at least the talking portion. The intros and exits and stuff like that might tack on a couple, but the actual conversation piece will be 22 minutes, short and sweet for you guys once a week to break down what's coming up and recap tournaments and all that kind of good stuff. So I'll be asking you anglers to come on there and chat with me as well. And then we'll continue to do HKB Live. No scheduled, weekly or bi-weekly or anything like that. We'll just be doing it as necessary. And of course, if you can't get enough of kayak fishing and bass fishing talk, you can also check out the new Indianapolis Nights podcast, Indy Nights Roundtable. That is streaming to all of your favorite podcast platforms, Apple, Breaker, Google, Anchor, all of them. So check that out if you haven't. Andrew, appreciate the comment, man. We're definitely working hard to roll out and bring you guys a lot of cool new features in 2022, really level up on what we're doing. And the whole goal of that, obviously, is, again, to stick true to what HKB has always been about, and that is to bring attention to the anglers, the series, promote the sport as a whole. So we need your guys' help doing that by participating in these go lives, commenting, liking, sharing what we're doing. There may even be some merch coming in 2022. So more about that in the near future as well. But you may see some HKB merch here soon. Jason Cassidy, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Yeah, Chris, exactly. That's the whole thing. The kayak community here in the state of Indiana is amazing. Obviously I'm probably a little biased, but I think we have one of, if not the best kayak fishing community in the country. And we have, I think, some of the absolute best sticks in the country. We don't get a lot of the same recognition. Being in Indiana, not a lot of tournaments come this way. So the local scene the word doesn't get out there as much. But I think when you look at it and you start taking Indiana anglers and they go and they travel, they always do really well. And our turnouts are great locally. The size of the community is awesome. And HKB just wants to bring recognition to you guys and these series and help grow them and promote them. That's the whole goal. We're working on so many things. I've mentioned a few of them tonight, but we're working on so many other things for you guys this coming year. So, absolutely. You said it right there, Myrna. Gotta love what's happening here in the Hoosier State. Kayak, Grubby, IK, KBF, they're all doing an amazing job working together to grow this sport. We're just highlighting it. Honestly, they're the vessel to grow in this. Grubby has done a tremendous job to bring in a ton of new anglers and expose them to the sport. And Kayak and IK have been a long-standing part of this community and continue to grow it. And it's so awesome to see them all working together And then we have a new series coming to Indiana this year. We have a tentative schedule for locations that is already out there. Indiana Bass Nation Kayak Series is coming in 2022. Chad Brock is going to be bringing us some more on that. I know he's working through permits and all that kind of stuff right now before he releases a finalized schedule with dates and locations. But that's going to be just another opportunity for you guys to fish. And of course, those events will be included in HKB when it comes to the top 25, when it comes to the state championship and the last chance event as well. So really excited about that. If you guys haven't already, please take a moment, go to HoosierKayakBassin.com and vote or nominate someone for the new HKB Sportsman Award. We're going to do that yearly. We're going to award somebody with this and just nominate someone who you feel has done an amazing job, an outstanding job of growing the sport and helping the community, helping others in the community, and displaying what it is to be a true sportsman. So learn more about that and nominate someone at HoosierKayakBassin.com, and you'll see it up there on the homepage and in the menu. Sportsman Award, Sportsman of the Year Award. So please check that out and do that. Jason Cassidy reminding me here that Bass not only will help you qualify for the state championship, but you can qualify for the Classic. If you don't know what the Bassmaster Classic is, I don't know, you're not a true fish head just yet, but we'll get you educated. It's the biggest tournament in all of bass fishing, most coveted title in all of bass fishing. And they now have a kayak tournament at the Classic as well. So you can get an opportunity to go on the biggest stage there is as a kayak angler and hoist up the Kayak Bass Fishing Classic trophy, which is awesome. Get magazine cover spreads and all kinds of cool stuff with that. So you can find more about all that at bassmaster.com, of course. And then as things start to roll out with the Indiana Bass Nation, you can go to HoosierKayakBassin.com and find all the information about that, as well as all the other clubs. We've got a page for IK, a page for SIAC, a page for Grubby. We're working on one for KBF, and we're working on one for Bass. So check it out. Yeah, great comment here from Jim. Exactly. It's a tough place to fish. And that's why we breed so many great anglers, both in the kayak space and in the bass boat space. So, all right, guys, unless you have any questions, I'm just going to kind of do a quick recap, give you an opportunity to throw in those questions in the comments. HKB Championship, you see it scrolling down there on the bottom, is going to be April 23rd and 24th in conjunction with the IKA event. 2-day tournament for the state championship. However, we're going to be on Lake Wawasee in Syracuse both Saturday and Sunday. There's 2 ramps, one on Syracuse, one on Wawasee at each end, basically. And the lakes are connected by a canal. So you'll have access to fish those however you want. Should be a great event. Should be a pre-spawn. Well, it depends on how warm of a winter we have. If it continues the way it is right now, we can definitely be looking at fish in all 3 stages. But most likely we're going to be talking about a pre-spawn bite April 23rd, 24th up there in northern Indiana. The Night of Champions will be open up to not only state champion qualifiers, but also the IKA tournament anglers. And that'll be on Friday, the night before the state championship. And then the last chance event, we do not have a location or a date yet. It'll be late March, early April. We'll have more details on that for you after the first of the year. And that is going to be anglers who have made it in the top 10 of any angler of the year standings in the state, IK, Grubby, SIAC, KBF. So $100 entry fee, 75% payout, and big payouts with the $100 entry fee to first, second, and third. Any questions? If not, we'll see you guys after the first of the year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Can't wait to bring you all this cool stuff in 2022. It's going to be fun. Thank you for being a part of this in 2021 and helping us grow this community. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time back here on HKB Live. Later, guys. Thank you.